I have some really great news. The Kansas City Chiefs didn't score over more than 30 points, but you know what? The Pittsburgh Steelers only scored 10, and we are officially bad. Yay, go team. The truth is, this team is exactly who I thought they were. So this game doesn't surprise me. I'm not shocked that they lost. I'm actually not shocked by how they lost. And honestly, when I looked back and look at my preseason prediction for this team, they're about where I thought they should be. The only difference on my prediction that I had is that I thought they would beat the Dallas Cowboys. They lost to them. And I predicted they were going to lose these last games, and they've lost these last games. I will be honest and say I predicted before the season started they would lose the last game to the Bengals. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, the Pittsburgh Steelers are exactly who I thought they were. They're not who I want them to be. They're exactly who I thought they were. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get from them. They are so inconsistent, and you know they're going to be inconsistent, and that's just who they are. And I think the sooner you accept it as a Steelers fan, the better off you will be, because it just kind of is what it is. They keep showing you over and over and over who they are. You just have to choose to believe them. I believe them. I'm not shocked. Nothing that happened today shocked me. This offense is non-existent, and when you have a bad offense that is non-existent, it doesn't matter what your defense does, because it is 2024, and the way you play football in 2024 is not the way that you played football in the 2000s. This is 2024. You can't play football in 2024 the same way you would play football in the early 2000s or in 2010. Good defenses no longer are a thing when your offense cannot score points. And this Steelers offense is bad. We have to start admitting the Steelers offense is bad. Let me get to the other side of this video and tell you more about the Steelers team, because I have dug into the past 3 games to actually see what's going on and to see how bad this offense actually is. And I can promise you're going to be shocked to hear how terrible this offense has been over the last 11 days. I don't care that we've played the best teams. It is inexcusable for the offense to not score points. So let me get to the other side of this video and talk about how terrible this offense really is. There was really a couple of reasons why we lost this game. Obviously, the offense is bad. I'll talk about that here in a second. But you cannot give up 5 sacks. Absolutely unacceptable. We had a red zone turnover. Absolutely unacceptable. We also had plays where we almost scored a touchdown and then we were holding. We almost did this and then we were holding. You can't do that. You can't lose the turnover battle either. The other thing is when you have a chance to pick off the ball, or the ball is on the ground, you have to pick it up. When you're not a good football team, you have to find ways to win. You have to be scrappy. You have to kind of get in there and figure it out. We weren't able to figure it out. And the funny thing about all of this is the Steelers are exactly where I thought they were going to be. I predicted 11-6 this season. I predicted them to clinch a playoff berth. So they are almost the exact record I said. They clinched a playoff berth, and I predicted a playoff win. I don't know if that's going to happen because they look like a hot ass mess, but that was what I thought. So in my opinion, I think the Steelers are right where they're supposed to be. I'm not shocked. I'm not sad. I'm not anything. Like, this is who I thought they were. So I'm going to believe them. So I just happen to be very right about my team. But what I'm going to do is I brought my trusty iPad because I'm actually going to tell you how bad the Steelers offense has been in the last 3 games. Because I think when you hear all of this together, it makes the point even further of how bad this offense is. In my personal opinion, a football team, it doesn't matter how good your defense is, or even if your defense is terrible, it doesn't really matter. When your offense can't score any points, that is a problem. We have scored 17 points, 13 points, and 10 points over the last 3 games. I don't know if I got each game right, but we have scored 17 points, 13 points, and 10 points. We can't even score 20 points a game. You want to beat the best teams in the NFL and you can't even score more than 20 points? That is despicable. This offense is terrible. This offense is an absolute embarrassment. So I am going to talk about what this offense has looked like over the past 3 games. So welcome in my trusted iPad. Here we go. And we scored 13 points against the Eagles. We had 10 possessions. We had 5 punts, 2 field goals, 1 touchdown, and a fumble. That's it. 10 possessions, 5 punts, 2 field goals, 1 touchdown, and a fumble. Against the Ravens, we scored 17 points. We have 5 punts, 1 field goal, 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers, and 1 turnover on downs. We are not playing good football right now. It's just not good football. The other thing is, okay, let's look at the Chiefs. We scored 10 points. We had 10 possessions when we played the Chiefs. We have 4 punts, 1 field goal, 1 touchdown, 3 turnovers, and 1 turnover on down, and then the embarrassing penalty that ran off 10 seconds at the end of this game. So when you look at this, the Steelers offense has scored a total of 13 points against the Eagles, 17 points against the Ravens, and 10 points against Kansas City. You tell me what NFL team we can beat, what good NFL team we can beat when we score 13, 17, and 10. It's not going to happen. And so that's why as Steelers fans, we have to realize who we are. We have to go back to how we were thinking last year. Last year, we knew if a team got to 20 points, we might be in trouble. I thought this year would be different. I thought this offense would be different, but this offense sometimes looks worse than it did last year. And that's just who we are. And then I didn't even prepare to talk about this because I wasn't thinking about it. But when I look at the turnovers in the past couple of games, in one game we had 1 fumble, and then in another game we had 2 turnovers and then a turnover on downs. That's 4 turnovers. And then this game today, we had 2 turnovers. So that's 6 and a turnover on downs. So that's 7. So we're not winning the turnover battle. We're not doing anything right on offense. And when you're not doing anything on offense correctly, I am not even going to talk about the defense because it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Do you want to know how I know that? Go look at the Cincinnati Bengals. Their defense is bad, but you know what? Their offense is really good. And so the Bengals have figured out a way to look decent because their offense can score points. The Steelers team cannot score points. So we can't score points and now our offense is bad. There's enough blame to go all around. I got it. But I'm just making a point to say you have to realize how bad this offense is. This offense is actually atrocious. And when I look at teams and when I look at football, a football team in 2024, I don't care if you're playing in college, I don't care if you're playing in the pros, you cannot win games if you cannot win points. If you cannot score points, that is unacceptable. And the Steelers team cannot score points. So we're going to continue to lose until we can score points. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I think about the defense. It doesn't matter about who's missing this. It doesn't matter how bad Patrick Queen is playing. It doesn't matter that we can't get any pressure. None of that matters because if we can't score points, we can't beat anybody anyway. Why? Because the name of the game is scoring points. You win games because you can score points and we can't score any points. So we suck. Our offense sucks. We have to start accepting that our offense sucks. I will tell you the couple of good things I'm thinking about is Chris Boswell. Chris Boswell is amazing. So shout out to Chris Boswell. A+ for Chris Boswell at this point. The other good thing is we have 11 days rest. I don't know if the 11 days rest is going to help us. I don't know if we can get any help. But hey, we get 11 days off now, so I don't even know what's going to happen with 11 days rest. And I know Steelers Nation is going to blame as many people as they can. I know everyone's going to blame everybody for all of this. I got it. But when your offense can't score any points, I just don't even care about anything else because our offense has to score points. I think our offense is going to help our defense. And honestly, if I was this defense, I would be sick and tired of this crap because it's been like 3 years now where this defense has had to hold its own and have given the ball back to this offense, and this offense does nothing with it. If I was this defense, I would be tired too. If I was TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward, I would be like, you guys are absolutely freaking terrible. I would be annoyed too. So I can't even fault them for that. The other thing I want to say here, and I think it's important just to call out, is that TJ Watt did get some holding calls today, which is great. But again, when your offense can't score points, it doesn't matter if your defense gets stops or holds people to field goals or gets turnovers because your offense is going to do nothing with the ball. We're just going to punt it back to the other team. That's just been what it has been. So what do you do with that? I want to end this video by saying this. I'm going to read a direct quote from Deshaun Elliott, hook 'em, but I'm going to read this quote because I think this quote sums us up perfectly. He says, they made adjustments, they meaning the Chiefs, they made adjustments when they should have. We did not. Guys can't be fucking wide open. That's the first thing. Do your job. It's week 18. We shouldn't be having these problems in week 18. That's a week 1 or week 2 problem. You know what? I absolutely positively agree. You could say the exact same thing for the Steelers offense because the Steelers offense is so bad that I am sitting at home and I know the play calls. So I am going to end this video here. I don't really have anything to say because everything is happening really how I thought it would. And the Steelers just continue to be who I think the Steelers are all along. And I can't get mad at a team for being who I thought you were. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. That's like being mad at somebody that's not good with money, going to spend money. Like, I don't fault them. That's like being mad at somebody not being good at communication, not being good at communication. That's like being mad at somebody that's always late for being late. You've shown me who you are. I know who the Steelers team is. I've been watching them. I know who they are. I love them. They're my team. I'm going to cheer for them, but that doesn't mean I don't know who they are. I'm just choosing to accept it and not be all wrapped up in my feelings about it, because if they don't figure out this offense, just like last year, if they don't figure out this offense, we're going to get to the playoffs and we're going to lose the first game in the playoffs, and then we're all going to bitch and complain about that. So I am going to end this video. If you made it to the end of this video, please let me know. Drop an emoji or something in the comments below. I will see you soon, because I have a lot of videos coming out that will come out before the Steelers play again. And quite frankly, I am so excited that I don't have to spend my time talking about the Steelers right now, because my goodness, that offense looks atrocious. The team looks terrible. Chris Boswell, thank you for being on the team. TJ Watt, thank you for being on the team. Cameron Hayward, thank you for being on the team. Everybody else, I have nothing positive to say about you, so I'm not going to say anything at all. As always, here we go.